Did you know that you should buy Tesla stock despite the dip? This is according to Kevin O'Leary, a known entrepreneur. According to him, if you did buy Tesla stock during the present dip, you can become a millionaire in just a year. Stay tuned and keep watching to find out why he said so. With the recent downward spiral trend of Tesla stock, a lot of investors became concerned. Some analysts and investors alike started to lose faith in the stock. Still, numerous analysts and investors remain bullish on the said stock. In fact, Tesla stock is currently sitting at $714.84, which rose by 1.6%. This is probably why other investors are not really bothered by the stock price fluctuation. In today's video, you will find out why Kevin O'Leary advised buying Tesla stock in this dip to become a millionaire in 1 year. The stock market ended slightly higher recently amid general optimism about the reopening of China's economy and the boost it could provide to the global economy. Stock prices are driven by a variety of factors, but ultimately the price at any given moment is due to the supply and demand at that point in time in the market. Stock prices change every day by market forces. This means that share prices change because of supply and demand. If more people want to buy a stock, demand, than sell it, supply, then the price moves up. Conversely, if more people want to sell a stock than buy it, there would be greater supply than demand, and the price would fall. Understanding supply and demand is easy. What is difficult to comprehend is what makes people like a particular stock and dislike another stock. This comes down to figuring out what news is positive for a company and what news is negative. There are many answers to this problem, and just about any investor you ask has their ideas and strategies. The principal theory is that the price movement of a stock indicates what investors feel a company is worth. Fundamental factors drive stock prices based on a company's earnings and profitability from producing and selling goods and services. Technical factors relate to a stock's price history in the market on chart patterns, momentum, and behavioral factors of traders and investors. Not only fundamental factors set stock prices, but technical factors as well. This includes inflation, economic strength of market and peers, substitutes, incidental transactions, demographics, trends, and liquidity. Different types of investors depend on different factors. Short-term investors and traders tend to incorporate and may even prioritize technical factors. Long-term investors prioritize fundamentals and recognize that technical factors play an important role. Investors who believe strongly in fundamentals can reconcile themselves to technical forces. Market sentiment is often subjective, biased, and obstinate. You can make a solid judgment about a stock's future growth prospects, and the future may even confirm your projections, but the market may myopically dwell on a single piece of news that keeps the stock artificially high or low, and you can sometimes wait a long time in the hope that other investors will notice the fundamentals. Terrence Thomas, Kevin O'Leary, or simply Kevin O'Leary as he is known, is a Canadian businessman, entrepreneur, author, politician, and television presenter. He is the chairman of O'Shares Investment Advisors and Beanstocks and a strategic investor, and is known as Mr. Wonderful on ABC's Shark Tank. O'Leary founded O'Leary Ventures, a private early-stage venture capital investment company, as well as O'Leary Mortgages, O'Leary Books, and O'Leary Fine Wines. "My best performing stock this year to date is Tesla," says O'Leary in 2020. He says he owes it all to his son Trevor, who convinced him to buy the company's stock in 2019. Trevor used to work for Tesla as an intern and convinced him that it wasn't a car company he was investing in, but a data technology company instead. He said, "Sometimes you have to think out of the box. $1 trillion is dog shit in the institutional world. It's nothing," says O'Leary. He added that the market is building in 8 Fed hikes, 25 basis points at a time. According to him, there is a lot of uncertainty going around with what has happened and is happening in the world, like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war, for example, which unnerves investors. Despite this, he believes that the Fed is posing with a strong stick. When it comes to inflationary concerns, he sees zero slowdown. He shared that with his investments in around 36 private companies, he gets tear sheets of sales weekly, and those do not show signs of any slowdown. O'Leary emphasized if there is someone who will see the first signs of inflation or at least a recession, it will definitely be him, and he does not see it yet. Would you follow O'Leary's advice and invest in Tesla stock despite the dip? Let us know what you think by leaving a comment in the comments section below. Inflation, I think, is a transitory element, at least 50% of it, so I'm not as bearish as the pundits are. And I'm investing accordingly because right now, with a 2 and change 10-year inflation to call it 6, I would never buy that bond. That's stupid. You're gonna get slaughtered on that, he said. He thinks that it is better to stay the course on equities with the pricing power in large corporations. He said that is his strategy in inflationary times. According to him, you can go back through 3 cycles of inflation. He added that companies that have pricing power and have positive business models and less debt on their balance sheet perform extremely well, because they can pass on their costs to investors and to clients that are buying their services and goods. Because of this, he personally prefers to have those than the bonds in the same company. He explained, "Because I know with a 100% outcome when I'm going to get paid back, and when, if I have a long duration bond and inflation is 6% and I'm paying 3.2%, which is sort of the average of corporate paper right now, that's a really bad place to put capital to work, so I'd much rather go in equities." O'Leary said that the best time to invest is when everybody is going the other way. He compared this move or strategy to the lemming effect. Lemming effect in psychology refers to a phenomenon wherein crowds of people across various fields of life exhibit a certain type of behavior for no reason other than the fact that the majority of their peers do so. Tech has been cut in half, and yet the growth rates of the companies have not slowed at all, O'Leary said, almost in awe. According to him, there's no evidence that growth rates have slowed in mega-cap internet giants. I look at growth, I look at free cash flow, I look at the balance sheet. I don't listen to people talking, I look at cash flow, that's what matters. This is probably why O'Leary is confident with his investments. When many people refer to a stock's price, they're referring to the price of the latest transaction. Therefore, the price changes whenever a new transaction occurs, unless the transaction is for the same price as the previous one. Major stocks trade millions of times every day, and the stock price could change with each of those transactions. Thinly traded penny stocks may only trade a few thousand times per day, and that means the price changes less often. That said, it is normal for stock prices to rise or fall. This may be why Kevin O'Leary advised buying Tesla stock despite this dip, which even offers a chance to become a millionaire in just 1 year. In fact, despite the downward spiral trend Tesla stock has been experiencing since the COVID-19 pandemic started in 2020, Tesla delivered more than 900,000 vehicles and planned to increase that by 50% in 2021. Moreover, it was reported on December 28, 2021, that Musk disclosed Tesla stock sales totaling $16.4 billion since early November, amounting to nearly 10% of his stake in the company. Additionally, Tesla reported Q1 2022 net income of $3.3 billion, a quarterly record exceeding Wall Street estimates as revenue surged 81% year-over-year to $18.8 billion. With that said, people who have the means and opportunity to invest in Tesla stocks should do so. Of course, only if they trust that this is a worthy investment after conducting a thorough study of this industry. Keep in mind that investing in stocks comes with certain risks, but good profit. At the end of the day, the choice and the chance remain to be yours. If you want to see more of this content, visit our channel and watch our other videos.